Well, there are a few things you can count on every year in college volleyball, and one of them is that Colorado State's going to be good. And they are again this year. We're joined by Tom Hilbert, who's in Fort Collins, Colorado. And Tom, you guys are off to a nice start. I mean, 18-2, 8-0 in the Mountain West, and it looks like you've got a really nice balanced team.
I think we do, and we've got great setting. So if you have a lot of weapons and you got good setting, you can use all those weapons. And I feel pretty good about where we are right now. And I think that I liked most of what happened in our non-conference season as well, except for our opening match. If we get past that one, then I think we played a pretty good season so far.
Your setter's Katie, and am I going to say it right, Oleksak?
That's correct.
Yeah. Tell me about her, because I've seen you guys a few times on TV or on the stream, and I think she's one of those players you really have to watch to appreciate.
Yeah, she is an extremely athletic setter. Last year, I believe she was statistically one of the top blocking setters in the United States. She's very active. She jump sets every ball. She really wants to be creative out there, and she has a great understanding of the game of volleyball. I think we are blessed to get her in this program. She came here for the right reasons. She loved the team and she loved the area, and she had a great admiration for the program. And so, she could have gone to a lot of places, and she chose us, and I'm very pleased about that. And I think she is too.
Well, I want to circle back to what you were talking about there in a second. But I mean, when you talk about your roster, I mean, I had to write down like every name practically of every kid who's playing. I mean, because you have so much balance. Mm-hmm. But freshman outside, Brianna Runnels; senior outside, mm-hmm. Jasmine Hanna; senior opposite, Sonia Chismic; the sophomore middle, Paula Hogard Jensen. And did you get a trip to Denmark out of this to recruit her?
I did. I went to Copenhagen and watched her play and met with her. And so it was good.
Copenhagen's not a bad place.
No, it was fun. But I was there in I think February, so it wasn't the greatest time of the year to go there. But
Hans Christian Andersen and Tom Hilbert ice skating on the lake, and then got a sophomore middle, Kirsty Hillier. But those first three that I mentioned, Runnels, Ham, and Chismic. I mean, those three are averaging 9 kills a set together, almost 6 blocks. I mean, that's a pretty stout group.
Yeah, they're all very solid, and not only are they athletic and take big swings at the ball, but all three of them play with good maturity. Especially Brianna, for being a freshman. They don't have a whole lot of unforced errors. They don't get blocked a whole lot. They make good decisions, and then when they have an opportunity to take a good rip at it, they do. And that's what you want out of pin hitters. And so those three have been really stalwarts for us all season long.
Before you mentioned, this is where I'm circling back. You mentioned about Katie coming to you and choosing your program. You've been there a long time. It's like your 21st year at Colorado.
Yes.
And you came from Idaho. You made Colorado State good. But for the longest time, I always felt like you've been carrying the torch for the mid-majors. We're taping this on Monday afternoon, and the ABCA poll came out a couple hours ago. 7 of the top 25 are not from the Power 5 conferences. And for you personally, that's got to be really gratifying.
It is gratifying. And I think it shows you that volleyball is really taking on more of a personality of basketball, where you can, spread that talent out. You can have a good team in a mid-major conference, and they can go be competitive, like a Creighton can be competitive with anybody in the United States. And, I love that about our sport. I think we're getting great athletes in our sport, and they're going everywhere. And what's important is they're seeing the benefit of going to a school like a Cal Poly or a Creighton or a Hawaii or whatever that may not have the glitz of being in the Power 5, but they still have great support for the sport of volleyball. And that's what I think is beautiful about Fort Collins and Colorado State is we may not be in the Big 12 or whatever, but we have great support. The environment at our home matches is just as good as anywhere in the country.
But, you won't get any argument from anybody who's been there and visited your place and knows what a great area that is. And if you happen to be a beer drinker, which I am, is there any place better in the world than Fort Collins? I mean, just for a good start, So you finish up coming up this weekend. You go to UNLV, you go to New Mexico. And if you would just give me a little bit of an overview of where you think you stand right now going towards the end of the season. We're not quite halfway through the conference year.
We're not quite halfway, but we played everybody that we have a home and home with the first time. We have this unbalanced pair that we play at the end of the year, but so we're playing everybody now for the second time. And, you know, when you're in the same conference with any team and you play them twice, the team that did not win the first time has a preparation advantage the second time. And we know we have a target on our back. We were talking about in practice today how we need an edge in the second half of conference. We've got to go out and be better than we were in the first half. Even though we didn't lose any matches, we need to perform better night in and night out. And I think, you know, if you look at the practice we had today, I think they're going to do that.
Well, history shows that if we don't know anything else, we know that Colorado State's going to finish strong, and you guys will, you know, be right there. And you're one of those teams that I know every year on that Sunday night when the bracket comes out, somebody gets you and they go, "Oh crap, what did we do? Why did we?"
Well, I hope that's the truth. You know, we want to get in the tournament. We want to make a run. And, you know, unless you're in the top 16, we're probably going to get seated somewhere in the West. You never know who you're going to play. We just want to go play someone that we can compete with and try to make a run in this tournament.
Tom, thanks so much. Always great to visit with you.
You bet. Thanks.